to it, Flesh Coffin is gonna raise some hairs. So you better be careful saying those two words out loud, because it's gonna raise some spirits. That might have just happened. We don't know yet. Wait till the whole album comes out. The whole world's gonna have a shadow.
There we go. Wow. And hopefully none of us are all going to be buried underground, hence the name Flesh Coffin.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a reference actually towards like life, like living, as this hollow shell, so to say. Like you're dead on the inside, but on the outside you're living, you're breathing. You got to do what you got to do every day. But
it's a metaphor for how we see kind of the world. How I feel like many people kind of walk through life like that.
Exactly,
you kind of take it many different ways where you're kind of just a walking dead person, but we allude because of certain things that we have going on in our lives that we're living a meaningful life. But I feel that people just kind of monotonously go through life just doing menial tasks and kind of using those tasks to create this lame existence that they live in. So we can make this title deeper, but how it came about was us just throwing words throwing.
I mean, if you really were, a couple of us poking a little smart, and
yeah,
you start getting down to the themes of it all, and best things come naturally. Every time we sit around for like days and days trying to think about something, it never works out good. All the best things that have happened with this band were just random spark that someone made a call to someone, and we just expanded on the thought.
Yeah.
So we're all about going with your gut and kind of just like. No, if you know your band and you know your vision for the band, you should know right off the bat what you want to do. So when that title came about, we didn't even have to discuss it really much further. We knew that was the title, and hopefully it carries a lot more meaning when the album's out and everything's all settled.
Yeah, definitely, and it's out on February 17th. Outerloop Records, of course.
Mm-hmm. Austin's birthday.
It's actually my birthday. The album comes out on.
Damn.
Nice, man. How old are you turning?
23.
Holy fuck, you're young.
Look at that.
Yeah, man, 23. I joined Lorna Shore on my 18th birthday.
Oh my God! Wow.
So that date holds many meanings aside from me popping out of my mother's womb.
Yes, almost 23 years ago to
Just
the
popping
day.
out.
To
I
the
love
day.
that description.
My mother could celebrate many things now on my birthday. That the album's out, and she loves her son. So.
Yes, but if Blink-182 has taught us anything, it's nobody likes you when you're 23.
Well, I've had a good run, so. I'll take it.
Now, are you part of like that? Like, I mean, some musicians, as myself included, have alluded to the fact that we're all going to die at like 27. Like the ones that like really made a mark. Obviously, I made no mark whatsoever. But like the important ones usually pass away at 27, usually due to their own doings, whether it's heroin or suicide or something like that. Do you guys feel? I don't want to say you feel the same way, but like, do you think that you might be at that point? Lorna Shore is at the point where it made a difference.
Give him the rough reality of it.
I didn't die yet. I'm older than 27.
Okay.
There's also better musicians out there that are older than 27. So I think that's just a kind of weird coincidence, and I think drugs have in part to do with all that. And just
100%. Yeah.
So
absolutely,
I don't think 27 is the number, but I don't know. I don't think we're at that point yet. I hope not, because that would really suck.
And I'll tell you what, as a band, we don't do drugs, so the heroin won't happen, and the suicide, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I just need to get dumbed down. I'm too happy all the fucking time. So you know what? If someone wants to come ruin my day for me, tell them I'll give them my address.
I don't think we're as big as like Jimi Hendrix, so I don't think that's gonna. If it does hold true to like people who are like high stature musicians. Like I'm nowhere near, and you're nowhere near as like the caliber of like
Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin.
Well, I mean, Kurt Cobain. I mean, no disrespect. I don't really think that he was that great personally. I don't think the band's that great. Everyone will disagree with me, but I don't know. I think that a lot of doing drugs and getting killed by your wife is probably what happened.
Yeah. Okay, you all right? I was just about to ask what you thought about that, and I 100% agree that she had something to do with something.
I mean, are you kidding me? Like, look at her. That she hasn't killed her husband.
Bro, did you hear those vocal raw tracks from that show, man? You tell me that woman didn't kill someone? He probably had those vocal raw tracks ready to release. He was like, my wife sucks at singing. And she was like, hell no. But no, I mean, on a serious note, that guy, everyone could talk all day about if he got killed or not by his wife, but like you said, all we're left with is this anxiousness and this wonder of, the 27 thing, and people, thinking if it's some type of voodoo within the music world. I mean, someone else just died. I think the dude from Architects was 27.
Yeah.
Was he? Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, but think about something like this. Like
27, yeah.
Prince wasn't 27; he just died this year. David Bowie,
MJ.
Michael Jackson, like those are all like Michael Jackson is a prolific musical icon. He died at what, like 115? I don't know.
115. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know.
Rick James did so many drugs, but he also wasn't that great of a musician.
Cocaine's one hell of a drug.
Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's a weird coincidence. I think because also because it was all around the same like era of well, actually not really because Nirvana wasn't, but I mean Hendrix and Janis Joplin were.
And
but,
Lennon and
yeah,
I
but I don't
forget who
know.
else is in there.
I just think maybe just
Keith Moon.
the abuse of drugs is probably the issue. And I think usually in your adolescence of being in your 20s, you're more likely to abuse that. And if you do survive, you're like brain dead, like Keith Richards or Ozzy Osbourne. So I mean, I guess at that point, maybe this album does make sense to those people.
Yeah, and I mean, just a little insider is you can't really be like how musicians used to be nowadays because we have responsibilities. We have to drive our own van. We have to pay for our own van. We have to kind of make sure we live a very responsible life on the road. And I feel like with our band, everyone takes it very seriously. So like, it's really not even a question as to, if we're going to act out, we'll have fun once in a while, but it's all with each other. It's not really like one person's going out blasting up drugs in the corner and then coming back in the van. Like everyone's got to drive. Everyone's got to be, coherent. You got to wake up the next day with no amount of sleep, go drive, go play a show. So like doing drugs, getting effed up is like, everyone in this band I know's last fucking thought, so it helps. So hopefully we live a very long, fulfilling life,
and have a long ass career doing it too.
That's what I'm saying. If we were to ruin something on something so stupid as drugs, it's like, come on, that's just selfish, and then you are not appreciating what life has given you. So we just take it very seriously. We've all done stupid things before the band. I'm not going to say we're all perfect people before the band, but I'd like to say now that we've all kicked a bunch of vices and we all are pretty much on the same page with each other as far as keeping a right mind so that we can respect each other's opinions when someone says something,
No, absolutely. And you need that camaraderie. You need that, acceptance of each other. Like, it's not like, was there 5 of you in the band?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like one of them's going off, shooting up heroin and coming back, and he's like the only one that's like completely fucked. All 5 of you, like you said, are coherent enough to drive. You take what you do seriously, and you never take shit for granted. You play every show like it's your last show, and it's really respectable, especially in this music world.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing with us is probably because we're very grateful for an opportunity that we have, and for as long as we've been doing it for. I mean, I think that there's so much competition that you can easily fall off and people can replace you in a moment's notice. So we don't really want that to happen. So we're kind of grateful for the moment that we have, and we want to ruin it with, like you said, something silly as like doing drugs. And like I said, we do cut back and have fun, but we kind of know when the right time and place is. And obviously, like you said, no one's going in the back alley behind the venue doing heroin, coming back in and as if nothing happened. Like that's not a normal routine for someone in our band.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to look out for each other. Being in a band, if you care about the people you're in a band with, you won't let someone fall into that trap. And usually, often not, when you see a band is effed up, everyone in the band is effed up. So it's just, when you're in a band, everyone just, it's monkey see, monkey do. Everyone has to be, the biggest influence and inspiration for each other. So,
Now, do you guys feel that because you were in the band that like forced you to kick vices and stuff, or?
I don't know. I think we've kind of kicked them before, luckily. I think no one really had to kind of deal with that while being in this band. I think we all kind of, I don't know. I mean,
got together at the right time.
Yeah, I think also a lot of us were all social outcasts before the band. So it's not like we were like the cool kids growing up and was like, had that availability. I just think that since a lot of us have spent most of our 20s in this band, like just pushing towards that band, where most people would get involved in like going out and getting around all these drugs, like we were kind of more motivated to like get this band on the road as opposed to just like focusing on the weekend of like doing stuff that might inhibit that.
Yeah,
So,
like some people wouldn't play a weekend tour, a self-booked weekend tour to no one, and they'd rather, they'd come home from that weekend tour and be like, oh, I could have just stayed home and chilled with my friends,
Yeah.
I mean, with this band, it's just, we went out and we just, like, I joined later on as the drummer. Everyone who was in the band, except Connor, was in the band already, but, they kind of just, basically, from the get-go, they taught me what it was like, to not really expect anything. So, like, even to this day, if we play a show not in front of a lot of people, it's not going to make me question my choices in life, like no matter what, playing music is playing music no matter where we're at. And like, it's helped us not fall into those paths, or like, I could sit around home all day and, do drugs if I wanted to, but like, there's way too much to think about and there's way too much to worry about that it would only hinder the process, and people would just call me and be like, what the hell is your issue?
Yeah.
It's so unheard of now that it's like, if I just started doing it, people would just come smack me. Like, what is your problem, man? Like, get out of it. Cause it's so out of our character to do something like that. So, I like to promote that we like to have fun. People can come have fun with us. We're not a straight edge band or anything, but we respect everyone. And,
I just think
we don't want to set that example for people to get effed up and stuff. Like, there's certain bands that push that message, and that's just not part of us.
I just think we're just more driven to focus on the band rather than like focus on like seeing how much stuff we can inject or in goes into our
Ingest.
ingest. Is right.
Various
Right.
parts of our body.
Yes, various orifices.
Yeah, I think that was more of our purpose, and I think that since it's been a habit for the band for such a long period of time, that like it's kind of just embedded in like who we are, and I think that we kind of started surrounding ourselves like as far as like picking up new members who kind of go along with that. I think. So I don't know. We never had to like kick any vices. No one like on tour was like
Yeah, cut
battling.
it out.
Yeah, I think everyone since I've been in this band, and everyone since has pretty much been the same way since they've joined, or as long as I've been in the band. So no one's really gained a new habit, or if anything, everyone kind of like went to a positive direction. I think we started like all of us started working out on tour, which is probably the best thing we've done. We're like more health conscious a little bit more now. I mean, it's hard to be health conscious on the road, but I think we kind of went into a positive shift as opposed to like most bands go into like
A lazy kind of
negative shift, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I hear you there. I mean, like you said, not a lot of bands actually, work out, try to eat healthy. I mean, obviously, if it's 3 a.m, you're hungry and you see McDonald's, okay, maybe just like that one time. But, like you're very health conscious about everything. You just, you have a positive outlook in which is very, I hate to use the term refreshing, but it is. I mean, you don't see that many with that many bands. Like you take even like the New Jersey scene. I mean, I'm sure you've seen local band after local band think they're like the hottest shit, and then they go on stage, play a mediocre set, and they only do it for like, for girls or for fucking alcohol or whatnot. While you guys are out there, bettering yourselves, you're playing fucking Weekend Warriors, maybe up in like the fucking Catskills, or fucking up in Vermont where there's maybe like 2 kids that come out, but you guys go hard for those 2 kids because they actually came out and saw your band. It sounds awesome.
I mean, yeah, man, you got to give everyone like, it just because we're not feeling it that day doesn't mean those kids that woke up that day expecting to see us, they're not going to be like, oh, they're not feeling it today. We have, not that things are expected of us, but I don't ever want to step on a stage and people go, man, they did not care today, because that is the most disheartening thing when you see someone that you've looked forward to seeing and no one cares. Because I mean, me personally, like a band like Memphis Mayfire, who's huge now, I seen them with an old vocalist in a small internet cafe in Red Bank. I was one of maybe 10 people there, and they set up their light boxes. They did everything they could. They played one of the most serious shows I've ever seen a band play in a little cafe with little tables around. And like from that day when I was probably like 14, 15 years old, I remember I was just like, I was so like, I looked forward to seeing that band so much because I looked forward to them online. I was just like, this is crazy. So like, I mean, and also our music doesn't give us really much room to be lazy on stage.
No, not at all.
Like, you know what, man? I don't feel like playing that fast today. I'm just going to give them whatever I can give them tonight. No, I got to give them and that's what, coming down to being healthy and the working out thing, it helps you be mentally healthier. I've gotten healthier as a person, and just like, it's something that we all need. We all need to let that out every day on tour and lift with each other. And it's a good thing. You see bands like Whitechapel, they'll be outside the show, they're known for bringing out the bench press and just start deadlifting. And and it's intimidating, it's intimidating when you see a band taking their job seriously, and that's what I want people to do when they look at us and be like, man, they're taking this shit seriously. Like they're not going nowhere, so you gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the time.
I just also think, aside from being in the band, I think we're also fans of music as well. It's kind of why we got into a band, and I think that we kind of put ourselves in the listener's perspective. I think that we try not like, I wouldn't want to see a band that I really wanted to see and they just didn't give a fuck, because like these people are spending their money, regardless of how much it is, they're spending their money and their time to come out and see me or see our band. I would kind of want it wouldn't do any justice if I was like, oh, well, I'll only give my 100% effort based off of how many people are in the room. And that's not fair to, if we're, like you said, in a town in the middle of Vermont, like I can't expect that. And regardless, even if we are playing in a major city and nobody happens to come out or no one happens to care about us, like that's not fair. Like for maybe the one or two kids that are there that wanted to see us and are expecting something, because we're not getting our egos filled because there's not a whole room chanting.
It's not sold out. You're not headlining Irving Plaza. Yeah, I get it, but
that's just kind of how we kind of see it. So
and we feel very far from that point. Like if someone was like, "Yo, Lorna Shore headline Irving Plaza," I'd be like, "Yeah, that can't happen right now." Like maybe we'll go on tours, kids will joke like, "Dude, why aren't you headlining this tour?" It's like, because if we did, no one would be here. But I remember one time we had a show got canceled. We were on a Rings of Saturn tour. A show got canceled the day before. They're like, "Yo, the show in Georgia and tomorrow's canceled." So I posted online. I was like, "Anyone can hook us up with a show." Some kid threw us on some random show out of nowhere. Got us paid. We drove all the way there to Augusta, Georgia, and ended up playing a pretty cool freaking show. We ended up, selling a couple $100 in merch. Like we would have just sat around all day and did nothing, but some kid made it happen for us. Spread the word really quick, and it was like it looked like old abandoned laundromat in Augusta, Georgia, called the Iron Heights actually. But those people are great. Shout out to them for putting us on a bill less than
24 hours.
Less than 24 hours, and having people actually come see us. It was nuts. But like those little shows are things you don't forget because it was such a close experience. Like I love playing big shows. It's what we live for, but those shows kind of go by because, I go on stage and I play and I kind of walk off. But like those little shows, we're forced to be, and not forced, but like, we're out there with everyone, and we always have such a good time because people are coming up. We want people to come talk to us, If people don't come talk to us, that's on them. I'll tell you right now. 'Cause we'll talk. We'll talk to anyone and everyone. If some kids like, "Yo, I tried talking to Lorna Shore, they didn't talk to me." No, maybe you're just too shy.
That's a lie, sir.
I'll tell you right now.
Absolutely a bold-faced lie.
Bold-faced lie.
And not just
You are
one
fucking
of us,
lying.
Every last one of us would talk to anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're like, I don't know. There's a bunch of different people that come to a show, and I think that we would probably talk to almost
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, like we will give anyone the time of day that cares to give us the time of day. So
yeah,
that's kind of how we see it.
When we played Seattle, one of our first tours, this kid Jin, shout out to Jin in Spokane. Some kids were giving him some because he had like a mutated arm, and some kids were giving him some shit. And Tom stepped up and he's like, "Yo, if you're gonna make fun of that kid, you're gonna make fun of me." And then the kids immediately, shut off what they were, talking shit about the kid for. Started apologizing, and the kid comes to our shows all the time. And he came up to me, pulled me aside, maybe like third show he's come to us in Washington. He's like, "Yo, Singer's such a great person. He stood up for me. I'll never forget that." So it does. I don't care if it's the cool guy in the room with all the tattoos who looks like he's in a band. That's not what I'm playing music for. I'm playing music because I want to see the people that are giving us attention, the people that are spreading my band's name when I'm just sitting here, talking to you right now. Like those are the people that mean the most to us. So like, I hate when kids try and come up to us and and they act like, not that I don't like being put up on a pedestal, none of us do. We're all fucking people. So like when they come talk, we'll all just hang out. If kids are bringing us some alcohol or something, I'll be like, let's drink it together. Some bands, they'll just take it and run and go drink it with the rest of the band. I'm always like just trying to have a good time with whoever's trying to have a good time with us, because we're always far from home. Who am I to turn down a good time from someone far away from home who's just trying to
exactly, yeah,
make me feel comfortable in their city? That's the greatest thing, when people just make us feel at home when we're so far away. So
exactly. And it goes back to say, all right, you know what, who the fuck are you? You're not fucking Kiss, you're not fucking Linkin Park, two random fucking bands I know, but you're not at that arena rock level where you're able to just say, oh yeah, we got fans. All right, if I blow you off, there's still hundreds and hundreds like you and stuff like that. I mean, you guys take the time out to talk with these people, and you establish relationships, which is the most important thing.
I think even if we became as big as Kiss, I think we would still probably be the same way. I feel like I don't really think that I don't know, because I feel like when I go to shows, I just sit in the backstage area and like you're just kind of back there. It's more boring than if you're out talking to like a bunch of people. I'd rather be outside like freezing, like hanging out with a bunch of people, than sitting in the green room on the couch like on my phone. Because that's pretty much what you're doing anyway. I mean, unless like these other people's live this lavish life, I don't understand. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I enjoy hang out with people that want to hang out with us. And I think, we all come from, like I said, we were all outcasts. We're not the cool people. So for people to take time out of their day to want to talk to any one of us, we're more grateful for that because we've kind of not really experienced that, predominantly our entire life. So
Yeah, we're like the weird circus animal. We got one person. We got the person that comes and pets us, once a day and says, "Oh, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Just wait till I let you out of this cage, and you can show everyone what the fuck you're about." And then we get in front of the circus. We show everyone what the fuck is good. I'm a happy lion with a ball on my head, and then they put me back in the fucking cage. Like
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
a little analogy, but you know where I was getting with that.
Oh yeah.
Like
Definitely.
it's like we sit at home and we don't get that. Like that love, like we don't really feel that appreciation for what we do when we're home too much, not from like home, but like just like living every day, because some of us work, some of us don't leave our houses, because we're so fixated on the band. So it's like when we're on tour, that's the moment for us to kind of get our feedback. We're trying to see what people think about us. We're trying to know if what we're doing is good.
Yeah.
Like so, the circus animal, bro. Circus animal.
It's all about that circus animal.
Figure out what that circus analogy means, but
Take it to my
we'll,
grave.
we'll roll with
Dude,
it.
we got tricks no one knows, and we just want to show them. Oh man,
Now, if you could drum with a ball on your nose, that'd be the most ballin' thing I've ever seen in my life.
I
No
know,
pun intended.
Yeah.
But no, Tom wanted me to do vocals with him live. I told him no. I have a tough enough time breathing while playing.
Exactly. Go fuck yourself. Do your own vocals.
In a nutshell, yes, yes. And go f yourself, Tom.
But
Shout out to Pablo from Chelsea Grand for screaming while he plays drums, because that guy's a monster.
yeah, I mean, like I look at bands like Under Oath, where you have Aaron Gillespie, playing some like really, I don't want to say like really technical shit, but like really fast shit while singing like pitch perfectly. And I'm like, how the fuck are you doing this right now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not easy. I mean, even playing like a guitar and singing, that takes a lot of time. It's like the same people that like, walk and chew bubble gum. You can't do that at the same time. It's hard to do two things at once, and people don't really realize it.
Well, dude, try playing Trivium. Like, he plays some pretty intricate stuff while playing guitar and singing.
Oh, Matt Heafy?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ascendance.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on the influential list of Lorna Shore music.
Exactly.
Ascendancy, man, like Light to Flies.
Yeah, that's like one of their most epic songs.
Honestly, haven't kept up with the band much, but that album will always be the shit.
Yeah, we actually just talked to him. When, September was it?
I
think it was late September. Yeah, we talked with Paulo, the bass player. Very nice guy.
Yeah, he seems the nicest out of. I mean, Corey seems pretty cool too, but
Yeah, I mean, it sucked because like I had all these questions for Matt, just mostly about his tattoo, and I was just very fascinating about how he got a tattoo in his asshole. I don't know if you've seen this yet.
Oh. Where's the radio show alarm that I can ring off? It just got hairy.
Literally. But I mean, I don't know if you guys seen it yet, but like look up his back tattoo. Like it's literally beautiful. Like it's
Ooh,
got, what was that?
Corey?
No,
Corey?
Matt.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah. So he's got a back tattoo that goes from the top, from like in his neck, from the back of his neck, all the way down into his asshole. And I just had like 4 questions about his asshole. I swear to you.
Well, I mean,
Did you get to the bottom of it?
No, because Matt wasn't there. I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to ask. I wasn't going to ask him about his bandmate's asshole tattoo. Although it would have been funny.
So what do you think about Matt Heafy's asshole? I mean, his tattoo on his asshole.
Yeah.
Like, can you phone a friend real quick, call Matt, and ask him this for me?
Yeah. We got a recorder. Just put him on speaker. No one will care. There's like 5,000 interviews going around us. Who gives a fuck about any of them? We're getting to the bottom of that person's ass tattoo. That's the most important thing going on right now.
I'll tell you what, the most important thing going on in our world, besides our song coming out today, is this video we found of my friend playing a flute. He's playing a Star Wars theme song with his flute. Our boy Micro Mosh, he does radio shows too, actually.
Yeah, that was my finding for the day. It was great.
It was beautiful. Hold on, actually, just so the people at home can get a hint of the talent in Jersey.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Star Wars theme song.
Yeah. Dude, the talent that comes out of Jersey. People ask, "Yo, what does Lorna Shore do to write their songs?" Like, dude, we're from New Jersey, man. Talent just comes out of the faucet and you drink it. I don't know what you're drinking at home, or if you're putting it through the Brita. You're putting it through the Brita too many times, but our shit's pure when we get it.
You get some Jersey fluoride in your system.
You probably got so much more than that.
Oh yes, of course.
Good Pete's. Adam's favorite pizza store. Yeah, it's actually a pizza store, not pizza shop. It's in this town in Union. You got to go there. They have one sign. It says cheese, pepperoni, garlic knots, and that's it. You can't get anything else there unless it's a Coca-Cola.
You can get so much more than that.
You can't get shit.
On display is just pizza.
I'm sorry, we only sell pizza ingredients. You can't buy the pizza here. If you want pepperoni, chicken, and cheese, we can sell it to you, but that's it.
Adam was hyped. They added a counter, so he doesn't have to stand in the middle of the floor. And eat his
They
pizza.
did add a counter though.
Well, now they have to change up their sign to include counter too.
No chair, just a counter.
They did add a counter though. That was pretty sick.
Pepperoni, cheese,
But
garlic
that's the
knots.
best part about being from Jersey. I think we have the best type of food, and you don't get good Chinese food anywhere. But Austin decided to get
Not even China.
No, Austin decided to get 5-star Chinese food from Texas, and it looked atrocious.
Yelp reviewed 4.5-star Chinese food. Let me tell you what, man. I got pad thai. They put angel hair pasta with a couple saffron leaves or something and called it pad thai.
But yeah, no, you can get Chinese food, you get Italian food, you get pizza, bagels, like some of the best stuff to eat, and you can't get that like anywhere else. So like that's kind of one thing that we're really hyped about from being from New Jersey, or like the Northeast rather. Like we're trying, this whole area, because the food here is the best, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, like Mexican food is sick, and like barbecue is cool.
Oh, barbecue.
Barbecue
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Oh man.
is cool, but I think that like I don't know. After a while, I kind of just want some good old fashioned pasta, pizza. Fucking.
Listen, Adam just
Burgers.
wants pepperoni, cheese, or garlic knots.
Well, that's pizza. Pizza's not.
Once you add pineapple on it, Adam's pissed.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, eh?
Pineapple belongs in the garbage when it comes to pizza.
Adam made the video Arnold's Pizza Shop. He wants some like, broccoli, I'll kill you.
You want
That's
extra
actually-
bullets?
Actually, Adam writing the new album.
See, there you go. See, Tim Lambesis of As I Lay Dying did the whole Austrian death machine thing. You could just take it over. He's not doing anything anytime soon.
We're doing Adam's Pizza Shop. We're gonna do a whole short film. Adam's Pizza Shop. It's just gonna be a little fucking shop.
I will totally do that.
Cheese, pepperoni,
that's-
garlic knots.
It'll be 100% accurate too.
Doesn't even tell you about the slice. Not cheese slice, pepperoni slice.
It does. You got to figure that out.
You gotta figure it out. And the prices are so cheap. You think they're just giving you cheese or pepperoni. It's $1. Like, come on. Like, we don't Jew people here in Jersey.
When it comes to pizza,
When it comes to pizza, bagels.
Oh, no.
That's their territory. I don't take that over. But I got a good place. While we're here, shout out to La Bagel. Hopefully they'll give me a membership or something for doing this for them. But La Bagel is an all Spanish-owned bagel shop down the street from me.
honestly,
they kill it.
It honestly is really sick. I will give them that.
They wake up at 4 a.m. and make me my bagels so I can get there at 2 in the afternoon and get
They told you what time they wake up.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. That's fucking dedication, man. You think Lorna Shore is dedicated? Try waking up 4 a.m. to make a random guy a bagel at 2 p.m.
All right, they don't make it just for him. He's
Well,
just
I know
lazy.
that, but
He's just lazy and rolls in when they close.
I'll tell you what though, when I walk in and they don't got the bagel I want, they know. They're pissed. They're punishing themselves in the back room.
What
for
do you
me.
get?
I get pork roll, egg, and cheese
Out of what?
on a roll.
Come on, who says pork
that's
roll?
what
It's
you
Taylor
like.
ham.
Actually, I'm just shooting myself in the foot here because I get a roll.
Yeah. So,
But if I get the bagel, it's with cream cheese because it's fucking.
what kind of bagel?
I'm not getting an onion bagel. You onion turtle.
I do like onion bagels and garlic bagels.
Let's
With
let
the
the
garlic
record
knots.
so that Adam D'Amico of Lorna Shore loves onion bagels.
I do love onion bagels. There's nothing fucking wrong with onion bagels.
If he's having a burger, put it on a fucking onion bun.
Who doesn't like onion buns or pretzel buns?
pretzel buns
Yeah.
is where it's at, man.
Thank you. We went to this place in Savannah, and I think they serve gator.
Oh yeah, Savannah. What was that place? It was
I don't
good
know.
though.
I think the meat was gator. I don't know. That's what Gary said.
No. What was it? What was it?
Cross-contamination.
No, but what was it? Alligator cross-contamination. Yo, all right, so yeah, one more thing that we can teach is a serious epidemic in the United States is alligator cross-contamination. When you go to a restaurant and you're worried about the food being contaminated by something, it's probably an alligator. So just fucking watch out, all right, everyone. Just don't ask questions. We don't even got to talk about it anymore. I just want to let it known for the record.
Alligator cross-contamination.
Alligator cross-contamination.
It's an epidemic.
It's fucking scary shit, people.
That's a great PSA right there.
Our next
It would be a slogan if I was running for president.
alligator cross Adam D'Amico 2020. What's your main plan, sir? What's your first thing you're gonna do in office? I will attack alligator cross contaminated from the base.
From the source.
From the fucking source.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
So yeah,
I think we went off on a tangent on this. So
yeah. So let's
This whole show is a tangent. Fuck it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I don't know if you have any more questions, any sort of like.
yeah, hit us with something. Hit us with something real.
What's
Yes. Who did you vote for?
Oh, that's fucking real.
What?
He
I
said, who did we vote
who
for?
did
I'll
you
tell
vote for?
On election day, I was at this place called Destination Dogs in New Brunswick with my good friend Compton, and we were taking shots, looking at the election results, just in awe, just because I don't even give a fuck. But he voted for Gary Johnson because he just wanted to go waste his fucking vote.
Waste his time in the voting booth for sure.
That day. I mean, how many people voted for that guy because he faked a heart attack? Let's be honest.
That was sick.
I mean, it was honestly, if I would have known about that video before the polls were closed, I would have went and voted. But I found that
pretty funny.
at 8 p.m. when the polls were closed.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I will admit it. I voted for Gary Johnson just because, if the Libertarian Party got 5% of the votes, they would have gotten $10 million in funding, which will in turn, help out with like a third party candidate and stuff like that. Because I think it's bullshit that anyone can run for president, but we're narrow everything down to 2 people, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. And you know what? Hey, man. Just you even telling me that just shows that I'm not informed. No one's informed. How many people knew that? To be honest, do you think knew that?
No.
Not
Not
5% worth of the country. They got about like 3.
And if they did, maybe something would have been done about it. But there's too much. I mean, not to get too much into light, but there's too much. Everyone was just painting a picture over everyone else, and to the point where you were looking at it and you're like, dude, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. You know what I mean? It was just put so many faces and things and names or whatever were painted to certain people that it just came down to what everyone was just so over it, and including us. So
yeah, we're absolutely 100%.
we've talked about it in the band. I mean, not that we care about politics much, but we do care about our lives and our families' lives. As selfish as we could be, going on tour and leaving our family behind, we kind of want someone around to take care of them. And it's kind of frightening to see so many people make it a joke and so many people turn it into something that
it's more than what it really is.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like as I haven't even been alive that long. I've only been alive for so many elections or so many presidents, but this was the one where I just sat there and I was like, man, this is crazy. Like people hated Obama. Everyone hates Bush. I don't think we've ever had a president that everyone liked, and that's just our system that we have, and that's how it works. But like, I don't know. People need to chill out, instead of focusing on the bad, focus on the good. The one guy, Mike Johnston, the drummer, he posted a video and he said, the president isn't going to raise your child. The president isn't going to teach your child right from wrong. So that's up to you. And whether all of our children and our families are going to have a better future, that's on you. And I wholeheartedly believe that. Everyone can just you got to lead by example. If you want someone to act a certain way, act that way yourself, So whether it's being in a band and inspiring people, or it's going to work every day and feeding your family, it's like we're all just trying to help each other out and fucking not let the president tell us what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when was the last time the president actually told us what to do?
He never came to my door and told
he
me.
never told either one of us that you have to play guitar or play drums in a band, or you guys can't do this. Like
Free will.
So I mean, I think that's the way that we kind of see it. It's like it's not going to inhibit what we want to do. People might delve deep into us and tell us that one day it will inhibit what we do because A, B, C, and D, because they read some article on Facebook. So that's what's going to happen. So I just rather not focus on any of that stuff. And
Exactly.
I think I think it was such a very long process that's so drained that I think I was just ready for it to be over. I was like, just put someone in already so I can stop seeing this. But it's not stopping. Now it's just
It's
we
got
have
worse.
we have protesters protesting it, and then we have the people protesting the protesters that they're protesting it. So at this point, I don't fucking know. Maybe someone will blow us up, and then it'll be all over at this point. That's what I'm bracing for.
Honestly, I don't want to say people are stupid, but man, they make it really hard for me to say they're smart.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Like I will never say someone's dumb. I will hear someone out. I'm not, my perfect example. My mother and my father, they've been divorced my whole life. My mother and my stepfather voted for Trump. My dad and his girlfriend voted for Hillary. I've heard both sides. I know I've heard it all. I can agree with it all. At this point, it was just who's going to be who. It doesn't matter who's the best fit. It doesn't matter who everyone likes. Who's going, it's just who is it going to be. Like it doesn't matter like who we think is going to be the best because. I mean, whether it's up to us or not, that's a whole different discussion. But I don't think the world's any worse now that someone else is in office. And the only thing that I feel bad for is the people that are sitting in their homes worried and terrified for their lives.
Yeah.
Because I can't. I personally, I'll tell you right now, I can't feel that feeling. I'm not going to act like I can, but all I can do is just give those people my respect when they're around me, make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I kind of fear with this, how the election went, is just kind of gave power to people to kind of do stuff that they shouldn't be doing or shouldn't be saying. And like I said, neither one of us can relate to it, but I think I wouldn't want anyone to kind of feel like in fear for their life that like they're going to be, harassed or deported or like what's going to happen to them. And I think that like, and just people just approach them for whether they're a Muslim or whatever it may be. And I just feel like that just to me is like what I don't think being an American is about, is like approaching someone who isn't what you're like and kind of harassing them and making them feel like they're not welcome, since this country was founded on pretty much everyone kind of coming here and making it their own. So I don't know. That's the one part I don't like about the election, is that the supporters of Trump were definitely more, hateful towards certain topics.
Or even if they were hateful, just more old, quote unquote, old school with their, thinking. And like, I'm sorry to tell you, old school thinking, it hinders progression. What's the point of us talking about change and making a better world when people are voting based on the past and how they liked it back then? And there are people on the news that I've watched, like, I'll be at the gym, I'll watch the CNN, thing while I'm on the treadmill, just so I can watch. But like, there are people in the Republican Party who will tiptoe around the word, basically saying that, people were racist that voted for Trump. They were tiptoeing around that, and people straight up said to them, like, yo, like, you're saying, oh, people voted based on old school methods, and a lot of the vote were, older people. And hey, I'm sorry. I love everyone. I love all my family, but man, when the old people die and those traditions die and that, way of thinking dies, and hopefully it does, because, I mean, too many people raise their children with that mentality, but I'm hoping that one day those ideas will all die with the people, and, we can all fucking just accept that this land personally is not ours,
Yeah.
So like, it's like everyone can act like, oh, we could send people back to where they came from, and then like Trump's policy, I'll send them back, and then there's something they can do to come in. But it's like, who is he to dictate it? Because every single person that is here, other than the Native Americans or people of Native American descent, are here. This is not our land. This is stuff that we've taken over. So it's like, appreciation is just dead. Everyone thinks they're owed everything. Everyone, it all just comes down to greed, power, and money. So there's nothing that any of us without power can do, or money, or that greed in our mind. We all just live we just care too much. Everyone just cares too much, and the people above don't give a fuck. So everyone just gotta keep caring for each other, and let's go back to the old school ways where you go to the fucking city hall, a million deep, and we just start screaming Lorna Shore at everyone, and buy the album. Maybe I'll go to the White House tomorrow, start protesting, and then I'm gonna flip my sign around. It's gonna be the Flesh Coffin sign.
Do it.
You won't.
That'll raise some hairs, but then I'm just, people start painting a picture of me and my band, and then next thing you know, my band's done because I went and did that, because I stood up for us. So
make Lorna Shore great again.
Yeah,
dude, make riffs great again.
Yeah, honestly,
can we make that hat?
Can we make riffs great again?
Can we make that hat?
Seriously.
Why not? Do it.
I think I think an idea just blew right on the camera. Make riffs great again.
Or something off that, because
Make licks.
licks.
And just have a nice Les Paul guitar, right? You know how I feel about Les Paul.
Yeah. So no, I mean, that's kind of how we feel about politics. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a long overdue, like talked about process. So I think we're just fucking had about enough of it.
Yeah.
I'm moving. He's not going to speak though.
Okay.
We're getting our other guitarists here, but don't you dare ask him a question.
Please don't ask him a single question.
He doesn't know anything.
Gotcha.
That's to be here.
Oh God, yeah, but I mean, like you said, we're all on this planet, and in my eyes, we're not going to be here for that much longer. I mean, one day we're here today, tomorrow we could be all gone, and like if you look back on your lives, are you going to look back and say, oh shit, you know what, I protested the way I didn't like this because my guy didn't win, and in the end, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? You're only here for a certain amount of time. Are you just going to protest the fact that some guy you don't like got in? And I don't know. Politics is just fucking strange.
I don't know.
I feel like the way I see politics is very equivalent to the World Cup. People only care about the World Cup when it's going on, and then people stop caring about soccer.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's kind of going on right now. I mean, maybe people will still care more about like politics and what's kind of going on, but no one really kind of talks about this stuff unless like an election's coming up. Like nobody was talking about the government in 2013. Nobody was. People didn't start talking about the government until there was Republican primaries and the Democratic primaries. That's when people start talking about it. Other than that, it's just like equivalent to the World Cup. People only talk about it when soccer's going on, and after that, people don't acknowledge that it's a sport. So
Honestly, when's the next season the Kardashians coming out? That's all.
that's why
the real topic.
that's my reason why Aliens hasn't come down here yet, because we've had 19 seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Something like that, yeah.
You take that back. That's a great show. That's a great show.
They made an offshoot for her brother. And then I think Caitlyn's making a TV show. Like, this is why we're gonna get like destroyed. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of those haters of the Kardashians, but like, there's a reason why no one's coming out and saving us.
Listen, man. Let me just spit you a little thing there, Dan. All right, all right. If aliens were real, right, and they gave us this technology, right? Let's say you were the alien, right? You gave your son a computer. You're like, here, son. You could do whatever you want. You could do your homework with this. You could do it's got a calculator. Oh, you could look up anything in the world on this computer. And your son goes, starts posting memes, fucking looks at porn, starts doing all this fucked up shit, right? What are you gonna think about your son? That he's a wasteful, useless piece of shit. That's what we are to the aliens. They gave us this technology, and what do?
We got the Kardashians.
We created the internet, and now we have the Kardashians.
And Kanye West.
I'm fucking out of here, bro.
Yeah, Harambe memes, and now Joe Biden memes.
Oh, those are fucking hysterical, though.
They're great, but like that's what we do. That's what.
But listen, man, that's the problem. They're too good.
I know.
There's there's
only supposed to be 5 of them, not fucking 1,000, 100,000.
It started off with 5, and then it just kept going and going.
Harambe got 15,000 votes, right? If those would have went to Gary Johnson, maybe that 5% thing you were talking about that I have no idea about because I just heard about it today would have fucking happened.
And we get legal pot.
Yes.
But at what expense, though? What happened because of the legal pot, Dan?
I have no clue.
Oh, see?
What happened?
Basically, the people that voted for legal pot voted like, if you voted for legal pot, you voted no for like something else that was like really important.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like now you voted for legal pot, there's no more playgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, but
Like,
not for nothing. It does
I
help the
don't
economy
care
a little bit.
As long as they have their bong and they're in their room,
But dude, where's all the high people gonna play?
Now they're going to be eating food, though.
Depressed about their life.
What high people do you know that go out and play?
McDonald's is totally going
You
to
don't wanna
increase
play?
their
For the
sales.
record, me and Tom Barber go out and play every
That's
time.
what I
No,
was gonna say. When was the last time you and Tom got high and went out to a park?
Yeah, exactly. So
play
that
on
is
the jungle gym.
it's horseshit.
Yeah, but I mean, I am I don't want to say a huge marijuana activist, but I really want marijuana to be legal in all 50 states. I mean, there's so many more pros than cons.
Oh, but Denver made it so you can smoke inside restaurants now.
Yep.
Really?
Yep, that's
Really?
happening.
Yeah, so hopefully when we play shows in Denver, you can just smoke pot inside the venue.
Well, no, wait a second. You
Well,
can't
okay,
smoke
no,
pot
but-
inside, but outside you can. Like, you could take, like, edibles inside or, like, vape, but you
I
cannot
thought
actually
you can
smoke
just,
it.
just spark up in the middle. Like,
Illegal Pete's get a free beer. Just like, yo, what up?
but yeah, no, I mean, I think it just should be because I feel like, regardless if you're into it or not, I don't think it has a.
Like, yo,
Shut up.
I think it just should be legal, like countrywide. I mean,
Crystal.
but I don't know. It is what it is. Eventually, it will be. It's like alcohol.
Yeah. I think it should be. Hey, if you don't make marijuana legal, I think alcohol should be illegal. You know, just to like,
Yeah.
it's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense why one's legal and the other is illegal.
Well, it's
like,
the whole gateway drug thing. Like, if
Yeah.
you smoke pot, then you're going to try heroin and
I think-
coke. It's like, no, you're
I
not.
think you're just pre-wired to want to do more anyway. I don't really think I've been around smoking pot where I'm like, damn man, who has like some H that we can do right
Yeah.
now? Like I've never been.
Who's got
that's
an
never
eight
been a
ball?
conversation. It's usually been like,
It's usually how you are as a person.
yeah, I think if you like want to go towards those things, it's not like that's not going to allow you to do that. And I feel like I've had more instances of like harder drugs just going to a bar and being around other people that are doing that rather than like the people you smoke pot with. Personally,
Yeah,
like people you
absolutely.
smoke pot with, you smoke pot, you order pizza, you watch something on TV, and like that's your night, and like you're content with that. But like when you go out to a bar and you drink some beer, you might be around other people that might do like something else, you know, and you're more, I feel like those times I've been around more people that do like something else heavier than pot is when I've gone to like bars and been around
Oh
people
yeah,
like that.
when someone's drinking alcohol, I mean, my mom is not going to listen to this, but when I'm drinking alcohol, I want to do everything in the world. But when I'm smoking weed, I only want to smoke weed. And, you know, maybe it's just because weed's more natural, you know, and for me, it's like you don't really need all the synthetic shit or whatever it may be. But like alcohol, they will never get rid of because look how much money is to be made in alcohol, you know, like,
Exactly.
and now that they're noticing how much money weed can make, you know, now it's starting to become a thing. It can pay off many good things because what better thing to spend your money on than a bunch of weed every week? You know, when you make $300 a week, you're gonna spend $100 on that weed, and it's gonna go to the government. They're gonna spend it on hopefully good things. It's like it could work. It's just do we want to let it work? You know,
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
Again, goes back to old people.
And then it goes back to the old
Them
dude that
old
I seen
people.
it was balding, and you know he obviously don't smoke weed, and he's looking at me like I was crazy because I smell like it. You know, mind your business. That's it. Mind your business.
Oh man.
Oh, God almighty. Jesus Christ. This was probably the craziest tangent show we've ever had, Dan.
It was pretty fun
That's,
though.
that's what it turns into. Lorna Shore is the tangent.
Flesh Coffin 2/17/17.
Yep. Outerloop Records. You have your showcase tomorrow, which is
Yes.
November 17th with
Yeah.
Migosh.
Migosh.
Yeah, there you go. I said that right finally. Yes. Youth in Revolt and Chasing Safety at the studio at Webster Hall. Very small venue, very intimate. You get up close, you get spit on, you get whatever else happens at a Lorna Shore show.
Gary's
Not
gonna
really-
spit on everyone.
Not really anything crazy. I mean,
If you want to get spit on just like every other show, Gary's gonna come spit on you.
There you go. Hey, some people are into it.
Spit on
I mean,
my
who am I to judge?
John opens his mouth.
Yes.
Face like,
What was that?
no. So it's I'm
I said, yo, this interview was sick until Gary spit on me.
Now it just got sexy. All right, guys. I think we covered a lot.
Is there any other like actual questions? I think we got off a tangent about alligator cross contamination.
Oh yeah,
Pizza and bagels.
That was-
accessories.
That was brought up.
That's part of my campaign. That's the first thing I'm doing is get rid of alligator cross contamination.
At the Vigo 2020.
My pilot for my Adam's Pizza Shop.
Yep.
We really didn't talk much about the album for more than 2 minutes. So if you have any actual rapid fire questions, we can answer them.
Yeah, let's go. Yo, Power Hour. Boom.
What do you think
Eight-
about the new Metallica?
I didn't check it out yet. So
You suck.
but
Next
I like
question.
Magnetic, so
You suck. Next question.
Oh, come on, Dan. That's not nice.
Just joke.
So, anyways, the album, you said it's 10 tracks long?
10 tracks long, yes.
10 tracks long. Okay. What's the longest song on there?
Offering a fire, probably.
How long is that?
It's like almost 6 minutes.
6.
All right, so the first song is like 6 minutes.
What song was that?
The Offering a Fire, the first song. But like our song Funeral Moon is like 5.
Yeah, almost pretty long too.
The album's 10 songs and it's almost 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's 45.
So you get your money's worth. It's not this
Yeah.
It's not this 27-minute bullshit you get
Yeah,
with every
that's-
other
that's
band.
some freaking
No interludes.
clips.
No interludes,
No
no
intros.
intro breakdown,
No outro.
no outro.
Actually, we got a couple of those. Little snare roll.
But yeah, there's it's all 10 full-fledged. I think no song is less than like 3.5 minutes.
Oh, definitely not.
Now, do you guys try to strive for that? Like this song,
It's my
like
fault. Honestly, 100%.
it's Adam's
It's 100% my fault because I just can't commit to like
Take it up with Adam.
I want to have certain riffs in the song and I don't want to I want to give them justice. So like if it ends up being like I gotta repeat this riffs a couple times and the song takes 4.5 minutes, like more bang for your buck. You know? Like,
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
definitely. I'm one of those people that when I hear like that sick riff in a song, and it's only once, I'm like, dude, you should have found a way to repeat that a second time at
That's
least.
what I'm saying. And like sometimes
What is this album?
that honestly is this album though, because like there's a lot of riffs I'm like, this is sick, and then we got to put it in again, and then I was like, oh, but this riff is sick, so we'll put it in again. Next minute, no, it's a fucking 6 minute long song, and I don't know, but I feel like it goes quick though. It's a quick listen.
It sounds longer than it is. Like the first song.
It's not. I wouldn't say
doesn't
it's
feel long.
from my perspective. I wouldn't, because I have really bad like musical. I don't think music ADD is a real thing, but I have like a short attention span for music, and I don't really get that bored easily of this, which is cool because like I normally hate all of our stuff, so this is cool that I don't hate this.
I was gonna say, do you think it's like that because it's your own music? But since you hate it, then I guess I found the answer to that.
So usually most stuff like right away, I'm already like, man, like I could have done so much better, and like this sucks. So
You're
like,
a harsh critic.
yeah, I'm the worst critic in the band. I'm the worst person to be in this band with.
If I could Men in Black pen flash the whole world of every tune we've ever diddled out of our instruments up until this point, I would. But it just gives more contrast and just shows how much we've grown. So it's like you can't erase the past, though, even if we don't like it, or if we're not that we're not proud of it. We'll always be proud of everything we've ever done. But like we're just so passionate about the new stuff. And to be honest, I know everyone in the band, can talk amongst each other and say that we've never felt this with a release. And even the first song we released today, it's like great that we released that song, but I just it's so relieving for me to know that song is not even in my top 5 of my favorite
It's not
songs.
my top 5.
It's not even in the top 5. Like
it might be top 5. It might be 5th.
Might be, yeah, if that. So like I just know there's so much more for people to come enjoy, because like most of the times when a band announces an album and puts out a song, you find yourself going to that one song always, because I mean, not saying that it's the best song on the album, but sometimes that's the case, But we want to give people. It was the perfect representation of the album. It has every element that we're about to hit people with.
It's also the first song we wrote for the album, so we learned a lot about writing for the rest of the album off that song.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about that.
So that's the way that I like
That
a
is
lot
the first song
like
for the album.
everything that we did on the rest of the album for the other 9 songs is based off of what we kind of learned while writing this first song. So I don't know. I think that we're super excited about it. So and it's usually never the case. Like after the first month of getting our mixes back, I'm like, fuck, this stuff sucks. And we've had this song specifically since April, because we recorded in 2 parts. So we've had this song since April, and I still enjoy the first 5 songs we recorded. I enjoyed the second 5 songs we recorded. So yeah, I think we're very excited, very proud, just like a proud dad seeing his kid score 2 goals in soccer on Sunday. So
I'm Will Ferrell kicking and screaming right now.
That's
Love that
Yes,
movie.
great movie.
Did you
I
just
think
push a
it's
kid?
movie.
Honestly, very underrated.
It is. He's up
Mike
with
Mike Dickens.
No, that might most underrated best.
Nah.
No one fucks with kicking and screaming.
Oh,
He's
man.
up with a corduroy jacket.
I love the coffee part. The when he gets the
That is
espresso
me.
machine.
That is actually I drink too much coffee. I feel
And that's why that'll explain the BPMs on the albums too.
that
Push
that's
it
pretty much
240.
it. Yeah,
You know,
260.
Adam likes tapping out the tempos with his pad, but he doesn't realize when his hands fidgeting with the coffee, they go fast. He's like, "Oh, dude, that's 320."
Just goes on overdrive.
Dude. Let's cut it back to 280, all right?
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'll tell you, one thing, we're not scared to push ourselves. So anytime people hear our music, but in the beginning, people were like, "These guys can't even play this stuff." And that's the most relieving thing to hear, honestly, as a band, because people might be like, take it as like disrespect, like, oh, they're saying I can't play this stuff, but that just gives you more of a reason to want to prove them wrong, to show you can play it. And we've been touring for 2-3 years, and people said that shit for long time, and we're still out here playing, and people enjoy us live. So it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick to just let people know they just fucking sit at home and eat cookies all day and don't do shit.
Yep, hit that bong.
Dude, we're circus animals, man. Let me out the damn cage.
Bounce that ball on my nose.
Yes.
Yeah,
You missed the analogy.
Hell yeah.
Connor's here. Say hi, Connor. Just introduce yourself. Don't say anything else after that.
What's up? My name's Connor, and I'm here, and that's all Austin is allowing me to say.
He's from Pennsylvania, so that's weird.
Couple hot guys.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
That's very weird. Yeah.
Where are they from?
New Jersey.
Hey.
See?
That was a fail.
hear the attitude in that guy's freaking.
Yeah, where are you from, huh?
It's because he lives in the woods. That's all right.
I'm from the Hicks, man.
Dude.
Well, speaking of Hicks, well, not really Hicks, but Knoxville, Tennessee, December 10th at the Concourse, opening up for White Motherfucking Chapel.
Listen, man. Listen, man. All right, for your sake, let's cut, let's edit, boom, start that over. Let's talk about the Whitechapel show. Tell us something.
Whitechapel show. Okay, we're excited. I think we almost every year we do like a Christmas show, like in Jersey. So it's kind of cool to play another show with a bigger band. So that's kind of cool to do something that's kind of beneficial around Christmas. I love Christmas time, so I think it's kind of cool. That's like beneficial for like kids in need. So
something for the kiddies.
Yeah, and I do like Tennessee. Playing Tennessee is cool. So
we haven't played that area. So we played Johnson City, which was more North Carolina, but we haven't played actual like Tennessee since our first tour ever. Nashville. We never played Memphis.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. I'm thinking something.
Remember, we played the end. That's it.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, well, we're very excited to go play with Whitechapel. We played with
You ever
them
played Tennessee?
like a month ago.
That's it.
At Loudfest. So that was cool to play at Whitechapel. We never really did a tour with them. We've always did like one-off shows, like what we're doing.
Yeah, this will be what, number 3?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 or something like that. So
Who knows? Maybe we'll land a tour.
Hey,
Maybe
you never know. That could be 2017. You never know what could happen, or unless you have stuff planned out already.
Hey,
we
man,
have stuff. We
might already know about it, but we can't tell you, okay?
Well,
We do
there
got
you go,
something
that-
going on.
Oh, we got something big. Don't worry, Dan. We'll be talking in a couple of months.
There we go. All right. So, damn, I was about to say blink if it's a yes, but obviously I can't see it right now. But does
Tap the
Warped
microphone.
Tour or what's that other one? What's that other fucking
Uproar?
festival? No, not Uproar. The
Mayhem?
Scene Festival.
wouldn't
All
know.
Stars. There we go.
Yeah.
One of those two.
Oh, that's
maybe?
like a heavy. That's the heavy one at Starland, right?
Yeah.
They haven't played in like a year, but I think the last one was at Game Changer World, locally.
Yeah, that's they're doing it this year in the winter, but we have something else going on in the winter. It's just as cool.
All right, if
It's-
not cooler.
I
think it's
didn't think it's cooler because we got invited to play this tour. So
Yeah, this tour wants us.
this tour wants us, so that's cooler for us. But no, I think this tour is going to be really cool. We got going on. That's
Any
all
hints?
Any hints?
Yeah.
That's going to be.
It's our dads.
It's
sick.
Yeah, it's sick. It's going to be a long period of time. We're probably hitting every city in America.
Oh wow.
Like, probably pretty much. We're going to be gone for a while. Our album's going to be coming out on that tour, but that's no secret. But
Alright,
yeah,
so mid-February, that's when the tour is.
yes, that's pretty much
It's around the album.
It's around the album. That's probably the best I can kind of do. I will tell you right now that I'm really excited, and I'm not just saying that because we're playing it, but I think there's a lot of really good bands on. I think it's a lot of good drawing acts, and I'm kind of glad that we're a part of it. So
All right, awesome. We'll definitely keep an eye out for that. Let's see. How did the whole thing with Metal Injection come about with your your latest single?
probably through Outerloop and like our publicist, like, that's kind of how it kind of came about. That's probably the best way I can explain it because I just think one day we got a message from Mike or email from Mike saying it's being premiered through Metal Injection, and I was like, cool, great, because we never get premiered through shit, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to be premiered through like a website that I kind of like watch or go watch videos on. So it's kind of cool to see that. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Did you happen to read the comments yet or no?
yeah, someone told us we suck or something like that, but that's
Yeah, you do not want to read the comments.
My favorite comment,
Oh,
Dan,
it's-
we never read, but my favorite comment, I don't even care. It's actually really funny, but the kid wrote, enough with the distortion on the vocals, this, that, and the other thing. And some kid was like, yo, he sounds just like that live. There's no distortion. He's like, well, he probably sucks live, too.
That was good on him, man.
No, yes, I read the one on Metal Injection. He was saying that it's like all irrelevant. It's all the same. Yada yada yada. I'm sure this kid plays zero guitar, zero instruments, and
I think I saw one bad one on Facebook. It was like out of all the shares, there's like just one kid who's like sounds like every other.
yeah, no, I mean
These guys
people
suck,
are
but I'm gonna share it. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
people,
Hey, man, bad publicity, no such thing.
Nope.
yeah, I mean you're gonna expect that, especially on the internet where people have no regard to say whatever they want. Like it's okay. Like we take that with a grain of salt. Like I used to get mad and like get angry about like YouTube comments. I think now we joke about it and laugh. We'll screenshot it and send each other like look what someone said about us. And
Like Sandvik.
yeah, so I mean, I think we've learned to enjoy the not that we love it, but it's just like we've learned to laugh it off because like there also is an influx of all this good stuff that people are saying about it. So like the one negative comment's not gonna get rid of the 100 good comments, you know?
Just
Yeah,
know that we're a
absolutely.
bunch of corn dogs, though. If anyone asks if Lorna Shore was a physical entity,
It's a corn dog.
it would be a corn dog with a nice big stick through it.
And a circus animal.
Yeah.
And you know what? Both those things belong in the right place.
That's true.
Exactly. You go to the
yes.
circus and you get a corn dog.
Don't forget, alligator cross contamination is a thing.
and that's a thing too. So don't forget all these key points that we got going on. When you make this podcast or whatever this is gonna be, you might have to make chapters in it. So let's time mark the alligator.
Cross
Let's
contamination.
give people a nice a nice Bible reading of where to go in the interview if you want to get certain information, because there's a lot of good stuff in here, guys. I don't know if you feel good about this, but we're over here feeling really fucking good.
We feel very inspired and very enlightened.
We're gonna go to practice and just play the shit out of our instruments in like 10 minutes.
Lorna Shore's woke.
There we go. I mean, this was actually one of my favorite interviews, just because, I hate the interviews where it's like, okay, you have a new album, talk about it. Okay, how long you been in a band for? Okay, talk about that. And like, I hate when the host like feeds you shit. Like, I love talking about whatever the fuck pops up. Like, did you honestly think you were going to talk about all this stuff in this interview?
I'm just really glad, again, to really hone this in. I'm really glad we talked about alligator cross contamination.
People need to hear this stuff. They need to get.
These are the issues.
Honestly, it is an issue, and it's an epidemic because you don't want to get a cheeseburger with
You explained the issue.
Yes,
right?
we explained it, and like I'm telling you right now, like people might think it's a joke, might be worried about climate change.
Fuck reptilians. Fuck what you know.
Until it happens to them.
It's reptilian cross contamination.
You don't mess with that, and you don't mess with circus animals, and that's what the band's like.
And
So
Connor's from PA.
and Connor's from Pennsylvania, people know that.
It has a
people
bad
expect-
attitude towards us.
He has
Yes.
a bad attitude. He has a shit ass attitude.
Yeah, that's funny. This interview is out of shit out of
Fucking suck ass white.
Yeah, so that's what we think.
But yeah, thank you for giving us a nice platform to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
No
That's
problem.
That's what made it nice and comfortable. I feel like we're all just hanging out in a nice powwow right now, passing.
Yeah, because like even the inverse of this, like sometimes we'll get questions that just like very run of the mill. So like on tour, so how's tour? How's these shows going? What's your favorite city to play? What's going on with you? It's the same kind of thing, and I feel like this is more kind of how we are like in the van
Yep.
or around each other. Like it's nonsense stuff that's being tossed around, and we're just normal people. We're not cool rock stars and do drugs and bang hookers in bathrooms. We don't do that.
Yes, we've established this.
Yeah, as long as you know, as long as people might have a doubt, that's what we don't do. We're just a bunch of random dudes just talking nonsense and concerned about what kind of bun our burger's going to be.
Yes, onion or pretzel.
Pretzel. Honestly, if you don't get pretzel and you have the option, you are like literally fucking up.
You are not American.
Absolutely, man.
No, you definitely aren't American because like even though pretzel is like a German thing, still like you're not American.
Yeah, but we brought back pretzel rolls.
Oh, we brought back a lot.
We
of
took it
things.
back. Yes.
But that wasn't ours. Yeah, that's the
Now it is.
yeah.
It's like Talladega Nights, where it's like, yeah, well, America has the best French food. We came up with pizza, Italy. We came up with baguettes, France. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
why I just thought about this whole thing.
That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, if there's any other question you have, any serious questions or any that we're more than welcome to answer.
We didn't even practice soon.
Where are it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, as far as
Dude, it takes forever.
Shut up.
I gotta meet Tommy early.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
There we go. Well, I mean, this is a good place to end. If anything, we'll have a part 2 closer to when the album comes out.
Honestly, if you want to do it, let me know. We'll hang out. We'll talk some more issues. Maybe we'll come up with some new ones and over the winter.
Maybe there will be a new case of contamination with some other animal that we have to talk
Don't
about.
joke about it. You joke when you go to the South and they make your burger on top of the same place they make your alligator. It'll be an
Listen,
issue.
man, make sure that they swap the cutting board wherever you're at, dude. This is fucking serious, man.
Exactly, but if you ask for it, it's like 90% of the time they're going to do it.
It's
Listen, you don't even have to ask for the alligator, and dude, you just have to be fucking careful.
Okay.
It's Savannah, Georgia, where Forrest Gump was filmed. In case
Yeah.
you didn't know.
Yes.
And Connor went to the bench and it wasn't even there, so just know that his shit attitude derives from that time where he just got let the fuck down.
Had to walk back to the venue a mile away by himself.
Yeah, you had the sad Peanuts theme going on in the background. Dun, 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 dun.
Smug on the whole night.
Yeah, and then we got burritos that sucked that day, and Tom punched them.
Punched them all into our van.
Yeah, so that's Savannah, and that's where all this issues are come about.
Gotcha. So for the people in the South or visiting the South, these issues matter.
They do matter, and your voice matters.
Exactly.
I don't know. People say that about animals. Like they're
Forest
the
fires.
voice for the voiceless. I don't know.
Tell your congressman.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Before I let you go, is there a song do you want me to play out of this podcast? Should I go with "Denounce the Light"?
Yeah. If you don't do it, that'd be okay. But I'd rather you do that.
They will find us.
Yes.
We
We're,
will
we're
find-
not that hard to find, even though we told you our
Nope.
exact location.
We know what town you're in, and I still gotta figure out where Butler is. But I'll go to the Willowbrook Mall and I'll find your ass.
Oh, fuck. I frequent that place. All right, guys. Have a great practice. Great show tomorrow. An awesome show down in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we can't wait for the album. So it's going to be
And
a
if
good
you're
one.
not to a show, come say hi because we don't give a fuck.
Will
Alright.
do, man. You're
Definitely.
not rock stars. Go up to them and
Fuck
say
it.
what up.
Yes, go do it. And that includes you too as well.
Will do. Fuck it.
Hell yeah.